Welcome back to No Bias Hoops. Today we're going to be talking about a crazy Utah Jazz offseason. I read this article on Fansided, and in their words they said it was a smart but risky offseason for the Utah Jazz. Their first move is slightly unrealistic, but the last two are very interesting. The first one, they said, sign James Harden, give him a contract that he can't refuse and the Clippers can't match. And I mean, if they did this, I wouldn't hate the move. I wouldn't love it, though, and I don't know how realistic that would actually be for James Harden to go to Utah. Leave behind Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, who he at least likes, and then LA, which he loves. So, I don't know how realistic that is. But the next ones are interesting. Then they say trade for Jarrett Allen, trade Walker Kessler, John Collins, and one of Cleveland's picks. Give Cleveland a little bit more security if, say, Donovan Mitchell leaves, and give them John Collins, who could be a good backup or a good power forward starting next to Mobley at the 5, or Kessler, who could be at the 5 next to Mobley at the 4, or also come off the bench and be a really good center with good potential. The next trade was Mikal Bridges. Trade for Mikal Bridges, and then this one you'd be sending Jordan Clarkson, Taylor Hendricks, who I still believe he would be taken about 14th or 15th overall, just because he still has so much potential. He didn't have an amazing rookie season, but he also spent most of it in the G League, and he was injured at the beginning of the year. So I don't know how much we can really judge that. Plus, the Nets would be able to get picks, Timberwolves picks, a Laker pick, Cavs picks, Jazz picks. I mean, they wouldn't give that much up because it's not like Mikal Bridges really is an all-star. Last season, he looked really good. But this season, he wasn't as good. He's a good player that teams are going to want to target. He makes a lot of sense on almost every team in the league. But he's not like an all-star level player that you're going to trade 4 first-round picks for. But what if instead of going for James Harden, instead of going the free agency route, you also trade for Darius Garland? You give the Cavaliers the rest of their picks, and then maybe in this deal, I wouldn't want to throw Colin Sexton, but maybe you do. Maybe you throw Chris Dunn, who is just about on a... Oh, he has to get paid, but still, you could still possibly throw him. You have other guys. You have cap space. I think they have $38 million, so they could take on a little cap space, but then they would still have room to sign maybe a Kelly Oubre. Or what if you go for Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen, don't go for Mikal Bridges, and then you still have cap space to sign, like I said, Kelly Oubre, Buddy Hield, maybe risk it on Tobias Harris. I know all those guys are on the Sixers, but that's just a coincidence. They all make a good amount of sense as a more veteran-type wing that the Jazz could want. But the Jazz could be able to do this trade, have 4 all-star type caliber players. Garland, they could have, the original one, they would have Harden, Bridges, Lowry, Markkanen, and Jarrett Allen. That would be really good. They would still be able to have Keontae George, Colin Sexton, if they did the first route. They would have Kenneth Lofton and Darius Bazley, who both showed potential, and it makes a lot of sense for me. I don't really know how realistic it is that the Jazz could land all those players, but even just landing one of them would be a huge step in the right direction for this team, and could really make things interesting in the West this offseason. So anyways, like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and see you next time on No Bias Hoops.